Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 4, and this is going to be my review for, well, the finale, episode 23 of this season, otherwise entitled, We Are The Flash. But firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watched my videos for The Flash Season 4, whether it's every single video, every single review, or trailer breakdown, or just, one every now and then, whether, one of those. So thank you to everyone that's watched, any of my videos throughout this season. It's been awesome, can't wait to do some Season 5 stuff. Obviously starting soon and then moving towards the actual, launch of that season. But obviously before we go ahead, there's going to be spoilers throughout this video because we're going to be talking about it's the finale, so big stuff happens, so yeah, don't continue if you haven't watched. But of course, if you are continuing because you've watched the episode, be sure to drop a like on it, it'd be awesome, especially seeing it's the finale, so yeah, show your support in that way. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on the finale. What you love, what didn't you like too much, just, leave all those opinions as you normally do. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And for those asking, yes, I did wear the purple shirt in honor of Thanos, but also because of our favorite speedster Iris West, but also some stuff that happened throughout this episode as well. So obviously last episode, the main thing to talk about was DeVoe really getting the upper hand on Team Flash, fooling them a bit, making them think that they'd won, and then going, yo, no, I'm using a Starlab satellite and we're going to commence the Enlightenment. And that's basically where this episode starts off. The Enlightenment begins. Well, sort of begins, because it's technically begun, like the program, but it has to reach 100% before everyone gets dumbed down to like Harry level. So it's like, it's not like that preview program, if that makes sense. But the big sign of it starting is, Kilgore, the Kilgore Powers, just shutting down all technology. I did see some people complaining about Starlabs being able to reset everything and give them power. I was surprised everything went on. I was like, maybe you should, if everything's going down, maybe, calm down some of the, the lighting, maybe? You didn't have to light the hallways and everything like that. You can use some flashlights if they still work, I guess, or, just you walked around the building enough times you think you'd know what's going on. I think that's just, for the reasons that everything is well lit, you know what I mean? So I'm going to give that a bit of a pass. But as we saw at the end of last episode, Marley's DeVoe joins the team, and she knows how they can really defeat DeVoe by getting Barry into DeVoe's mindscape, and Barry has to be the one that goes in, and no one else can. So Sisko can't join along, Caitlin, I guess, can't join along. They can't join along. It has to just be Barry because his mind is the only one that can handle the I think what was the linking process, I think was the wording they used. So the linking process into DeVoe's mind, Barry's, body and, because it can regenerate and stuff, is the only one that can handle it. Now, one thing was interesting is that people were bringing this up throughout the season. Like, oh, why can't, Supergirl come and help and take down the satellites and take down DeVoe? DeVoe had planned his, the bus meta combos or the combinations. It's not Street Fighter, but, combos and stuff. So altogether, when he has all those powers, when he's Captain Planet, has all these different powers and stuff, he can use them, or they can be used to take down anyone. No one can really defeat him with his power set. They're good enough in combination to take down anyone. So Supergirl, Flash, all of them, which I think was smart. It makes sense that DeVoe is actually thinking. Well, he's the thinker, but at least that answers a common question or a common complaint possibly that some people had throughout the season. Now, it isn't just like Barry going into the mindscape, like just plugging into the chair. He needs Cecile's help, and I thought that was a smart thing to involve Cecile, because Cecile was in the trailer, she was in a lot of the promo images, and I was like, okay, well, how are they going to involve her? We saw the cerebral inhibitor, we weren't sure if that was necessarily to connect to DeVoe or use in tandem with Barry. I thought it was a smart thing to keep her in line with what was going on throughout the episode, but also her pregnancy, because that was a big focus. But due to this, it causes some issues because they have to try and delay Cecile's pregnancy because she's having contraction at this point, which means, she's on the road to giving birth. So they have to try and delay that so Barry has enough time in the mindscape to not only do what he has to do, but also escape. Because if Cecile loses contact, Barry's trapped in there. Like, his body will be out here, but his mind is going to be completely trapped in there, which is obviously not what they wanted. But going into the mindscape, I thought was, it was pretty cool. It wasn't anything amazing because it was just real world with some lens flares and lights in the background to sort of hurt your eyes a bit when you looked at them. But yeah, it was, I guess, cool to go in there, revisit some places that we'd been before. But of course, it's in the mindscape where we get something that if you've been watching my videos, you already knew was happening. But also, if you even just follow the guy on Instagram, you would have known this was happening. We saw Ralph Dibny return. So this makes sense because DeVoe is in Ralph's body at the moment. So basically, this really sets up that every single time that DeVoe was in someone's body, so Hazard, Brainstorm, Fiddler, even the short times he was in a Folded Man and stuff like that, those people's minds would have been stuck in the mindscape. So they would have been walking around for ages going like, what the hell? So probably Brainstorm would have had a pretty long time in there, and then Ralph would have been next. So, yeah, that's something interesting to think about, even though they don't properly explain that throughout the episode. But one of the more emotional parts of the episode was easily the Sisko and Harry moment. Now, it's a bit of a bait and switch because of what happens towards the end of the episode, but it was still an emotional episode because it's Sisko and Harry. They're like, their relationship, if you want to call it, is one of the stronger ones, and one of the ones you sort of, whenever it's them two are on screen, you like focus because you know it's going to be, good for the most part. But essentially they do play it off as if it's like Harry's last thing is like getting that info for Sisko to relay onto Barry. So bit of a, playing with your heartstrings, if you want to call it, but still a nice moment, even though towards the end of the episode it doesn't really matter too much. But speaking of Harry, when this happened, I had like my Twitter light up and even the Discord going crazy. We saw him writing the Speed Force symbols. Now, no word of it the rest of the episode. It's strange. Now, obviously this means it's going to carry on to next season, but I do find it incredibly strange that there was, he said it, like, and then people looked at it and stuff, but there was no real focus on it, which I thought was really, really strange. I guess maybe because Harry couldn't decipher it, but I just felt it was weird. There was like no real focus on it, but I guess it's because they want to focus on it next season when they need to, and it's relevant to the plot, because obviously it wasn't relevant now. So yeah, we'll have to give it a pass, but I'm guessing we're just going to get it next season at some stage. But one of the coolest sequences in the episode was definitely when Ralph and Barry, or Flash and Elongated Man, had to get to that nexus. So basically the portal to get out of DeVoe's mindscape. And, well, you think it's okay, it's up the road. It might take us a while if we're going to walk. Barry might be able to run us there. But when an army of DeVoes just comes out, it started off with 2, then I think like 4 or 5, and then just literally like hundreds, I wouldn't say thousands, but probably hundreds of DeVoes just there. Pretty insane, pretty cool sequence. Remind me of like the Enter Flash time sequence when he's running out of the Speed Force and dodging the lightning bolts and stuff. Remind me of that sequence a bit. But yeah, that was a pretty cool sequence, and obviously when we get out of there, that whole DeVoe like losing it, DeVoe dying essentially. It was DeVoe dying in Ralph's body, and then we see Ralph come back, and that was a nice moment to have Ralph come back, which as I said, it would have been really disappointing if Ralph wasn't to come back in this episode and to lead into next season. So it was good to see. But once again, Harry showing like just something that I thought they would elaborate on, and that was him speaking the words that Barry was saying out of the Speed Force. So I don't know if they're just trying to say that Barry was affected by the Enlightenment when he was in the Speed Force, and then he was able to snap out of it. I don't know if I missed something. If I did miss something, please let me know in the comments. I just feel there was a lack of, approaching that and just going over it. But as I said, if they wanted to leave it to next season, I can understand that, because there's a time and place to solve everything. If that was going to take 5 or 10 minutes to go over that and explain it and figure out what's going on, then I understand leaving it till next season. There's no point that being in a finale. If it's going to be relevant next season, just go over next season. But it just felt weird that they would do it again. But I guess if Harry was leaving as he did, they sort of had to get that all out there before he left. One part which I thought was random. I didn't like it. It might sound like I'm nitpicking the episode. I'm just pointing out the things I'm just surprised I didn't cover. But this part I thought was a bit weird, but it made sense, I guess, following it. But that was when Marlize just easily ripped out the thing from the back of the chair as if she was like the Hulk or something. I know maybe it twisted, but it seemed like she just ripped cords or something like that. Like the reincarnated DeVoe when he was Kilgore. I understand like why they did that to make the satellite come down. I just thought it was a bit too easy, and I thought something else was going to happen there. Maybe DeVoe going into different pieces of technology, which is in line with the comics. One version of the Thinker might have said, maybe not DeVoe. So I thought they might have done that where he was just going through different pieces of technology, like himself. He could go from the chair to a computer system to something else to a satellite maybe. But that didn't happen. Maybe once again, time constraints in a finale. So that's probably why they didn't do anything like that. But yeah, we had that satellite crashing down. Pretty cool action sequence, which allowed us to see Sisko in action as Vibe. Obviously, Elongated Man, aka Ralph, do some stuff as well as Barry. And then we had the big thing where he was going to do the Sonic Punch. And I was like, I saw it slowing down, and I was like, what's going on here? I was like, why is this slowing down? Then he went back in time, and then I remembered 2 seconds earlier, Cecile's giving birth. She gives birth, and Caitlin said, here she comes. And as soon as it started reversing, I was like, here comes Mystery Girl. Here comes Mystery Girl. Goes back. Barry starts running again. And then you see the purple and yellow lightning going forward. And I was like, well, there we go. It's, she's back. But I was surprised they just like stopped it there and maybe didn't see her run off or anything. I thought Barry might have seen her run off or something, but it was just like, no, he saw her when she was punching the thing, but that was about it. But yeah, Caitlin sort of gave it away. But yeah, as Harry was about to leave, he goes back to normal, sort of. He's like average Harry. He's just basically like Harry as if he was just like a person with average IQ. So he's gone back to Earth 2, I understand. We'll probably see him show up again at some point, you would have to think. But it's just like, what role could he play? Like, what role could this Harry play in the future? So that's basically us saying goodbye to the Earth 2 Harry, and that's why they focus on it so much. So you'd have to think next season, whether Tom Cavanagh comes back or not, we're getting a new version of Harrison Wells. Maybe one that we met in the Council of Wells, even though I don't know if any of them would really fit that well on the show. So it might be someone completely different. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But yeah, I was like basically the goodbye to Earth 2 Harry for like as like a main player on the show. So an emotional end, but a fitting end, I think. It was good to see him not die as like just this like basically heading towards potato stage. It was nice to see him basically go back to average Harry, if you want to call it, and then leave happy and go spend time with Jessie. It was surprising seeing Wally return. Obviously, it was just for one scene indoors, so I guess not many people would have known that Wally was returning. It would have been strange if he didn't return. But then we've got to line up with what's going on with Legends, because we know what's going on with Legends. Basically, Legends kicks off straight where they end. So it matters what version of Wally this is that's coming back to talk to, or hang out at this house party. It's a bit confusing there. But we do learn that the baby is actually named, I've got it written down here, Jenna Marie West. Now, when this was said, I was like, is this their take on Jenny Ognats? You know, Jenna, they might call her Jenny. Is that their take on it? So Jenna Marie West, interesting. Also, Cecile didn't die. There was no real... I'm sort of confused. We'll get into this in a second, actually. I won't bring it up now. So we've got the baby equals Jenna Marie West, so we'll see where that goes next season. It's interesting having babies on the show, but it's not the main cast. It's not the main characters, so they've avoided a bullet there. Having babies with main characters can be a bit of a risky thing to do. But then we see the mystery girl come in, say this house is bitching, as we thought was going to happen in this finale. I think everyone thought she was going to be the one that says it. And she reveals herself to be Barry and Iris's daughter, Nora Allen. So obviously Nora shouldn't be here. Where will that go next season? Who knows? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's still things that are a bit untied because of what happened early this season that they're going to have to hopefully tackle next season. Or maybe they just might leave it open and be like, oh, well, we don't really have to explain it, I guess. But she's their daughter, Nora. Obviously, they've avoided the Dawn thing. I think it's just mainly they didn't want to involve twins. I think they just didn't want to involve two new characters, so just having the one is a smart move. Once again, the producers... There's a couple of things that producers lied about, which we will get into, and I don't like it when they do this because they annoy fans. It's sort of annoying me, just because I'm a person that does this, and people will say that I'm spreading misinformation, but we'll get into that in a second. So, essentially, the producers said that no one had picked it, but people were just saying it's Barry and Iris's daughter. That's what they were saying. They weren't saying it was... Some people were saying it's Dawn Allen, or it's a twist on Dawn Allen with a different name, but it's their daughter in some way. Producers were like, no one's picked it. No one's picked it. Every man, woman, child, dog, cat, horse, donkey, ant, spider, caterpillar that watches this show at one point said, oh, it's their daughter. Especially when you saw the purple and yellow lightning. Everyone picked it. Like, what are the producers doing? Like, it's weird that they lied about this, or just... It's the Savitar 2.0, because they did the same thing with Savitar last season. No one picked it, but everyone had said Future Barry or Future Flash at some stage. It's weird. I know, it's weird. It's annoying as a fan watching the show because they make you go off what you're thinking. I know they're trying to make you a surprise, but just makes you go, well, why'd they lie? That's like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the responses that people had watching the episode if they'd heard that info from the producers. But another thing that the producers lied about, and something that I covered, and I have a feeling I know what they've done with it, is the Villain Tease. So if you go back and watch, I don't know if it's an interview, I think it's just, it's an interview, but I'm not sure if it's a video interview or a, like, just from article or something like that. But Todd Helbing, the producer of the show, said that one of the cliffhangers for the season will be a Villain Tease for next season. Did anyone get that? Because I didn't see it. There was no end credit scene. There was nothing like that. There was the cliffhanger was Nora Allen. Like, that was the cliffhanger. But they said there was going to be a Villain Tease. So I have a feeling they've deleted it. I feel it's a deleted scene. 100%. It must be a deleted scene because the producer confirmed in the episode that there would be a Villain Tease, and there was no Villain Tease at all. Not from Nora. She just said, oh, I've made a big mistake coming back here. Where's the villain tease? Where is it? Producers, I'm waiting. It's been about 15 minutes since I watched the episode, 20 minutes. Still waiting on it. Is it going to be uploaded to YouTube? Because, what the hell? So essentially, I have a feeling they've deleted it because they've changed their minds. I have a feeling they've changed it because they've deleted it because they've changed their minds from what they want to do next season, which is understandable. Danielle Panabaker, I think, confirmed they deleted 2 scenes already from the finale, which happens because they have to keep it within that hour with ads. So the episode can only be around 42 to 45 minutes. So I understand that they delete scenes, but that's a big scene that they teased already. It's not like no one knew about it unless an actor tweets about it, or one of the people behind the show tweets about it. The producer had, said clearly in an interview that we'll get in this scene. So I find that strange, and it just annoys me because, and I feel sorry for you guys as well, because I brought up that info, which is like, it was from the set. It was from the set. So I feel sorry for providing that information that might have been wrong. But they might have changed what they want to do. Maybe not with the villain and change it completely, but maybe how they wanted to introduce this villain who was meant to be Cicada or Cicada. So we'll have to wait and see in the off season, but I'm sorry if, that it is frustrated you, that information is now wrong due to the producer lying and not giving that villain tease. But we'll have to wait until next season to find out what's going on there. But that's just one thing that sort of annoyed me from the finale, because even if you didn't know that Cicada information, if you'd read that interview, which did spread a lot through social media, you were expecting a villain tease and maybe a bigger cliffhanger than what they gave us. But overall, I really enjoyed this finale. I liked Ralph coming back. I thought all the stuff in the Mindscape was really enjoyable. I did see some people complain that maybe DeVoe was defeated a bit too early, but I think for what they had to do in that back, 15 minutes of the episode, roughly 10, 15 minutes, he couldn't be there because other stuff had to play out. So I understand why he left that early. But yeah, solid finale. Overall, I've enjoyed this season. I've enjoyed this season of The Flash probably more than others, just because I think I enjoyed DeVoe, while some people didn't enjoy him for the most part. There was errors in the season, which I think they're going to look back on it and go, okay, maybe we shouldn't have focused too much on this or that, or this, or maybe spent more time on this, that, and this. There was that Killer Frost thing, which I didn't mention. I was going to mention it right at the end, where Cecile, while in the weird trance thing she gets in, does mention Thomas, which I'm guessing is Caitlin's father, and we will move towards that next season. Also, I think there was another deleted scene that had Caitlin in her Killer Frost outfit, I think. I'm not too sure if I'm dreaming about that, if that wasn't in the episode, or maybe Caitlin was just wearing something similar, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I feel like this episode was a bit picked apart, but that's obviously because they must have had just too much, content and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what happens next season, where it follows on from this season. But overall, season 4 of The Flash was, in my opinion, a success. I think it was better than last season. I enjoyed it more. But yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this finale. What did you like? What did you not like? Just give me your overall thoughts and what you thought of season 4 as a whole as well in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.